I don't know, it's a little old lady coming over to see how he's doing, making sure he's got a job and everything like that. And he doesn't have his Mrs. Doubtfire outfit on him, and so he's pretending to be switched back and forth between who is who in the other room. And she walks into the kitchen, and he like slams his face into a cake to cover it like with icing.
Oh, is that where that GIF like shows up where he pops up above the railing with the wig on and his face is like, I always thought it was shaving cream. He pops up above the railing and goes, hello.
Yeah, it's like icing or whipped cream or something like that.
I cannot make my voice go that high in pitch. I don't think I could do that.
I was gonna say it sounded like so I was like, it sounds like a half-assed attempt.
I cannot make. Oh god, fucking echo! I forgot to mute my computer. So I have been drinking and baking, so it's really a good combination. And I decided I'm gonna stream for an hour or two until I basically fall asleep. So that should be interesting.
Darkest Dungeon, it's one of those games where nothing's going to happen if you fall asleep in the middle of it.
And also, nothing is going to happen if I, whoops, that's not what I meant to do. Yeah, like, nothing good's gonna happen if I'm sober in this game anyway. So, you know, that works, right? That works.
Yep.
I am just sending out stream links to places.
Like nobody has been on today.
I know, like I was actually surprised, like nothing's going on with Ebony Dawn today. And it's fucking Saturday, so it's like, that's odd. Why are people posting near... Look at main chat.
Oh. Apparently Maple hasn't. Well, that's not really...
It's towing the line.
Yeah, that I will say is on the line, but...
Yeah.
Low Foam did post a bunch of pictures from Seoul Comic-Con.
From Seoul Comic-Con?
Yeah, Low Foam is from, Korea.
Oh, you mean the city? I thought like you were trying to tell me that there was like some kind of like Dark Souls only con, and I'm like, that's a really niche con.
Yeah, I can just imagine that'd be just full of people who beat themselves up.
They beat themselves, eh? Alright, you're gonna go here. Oh, you mean like most of the people in my fucking party?
Yeah. But it's topical.
Mm-hmm. So topical. Alright, we're gonna take motherfucking 2 Crusaders, 1 Vestal, and 1 dog guy. I don't whatever. His name's Dogman. Not another expedition, anything but that, says Goddard. Yeah, you know what, Goddard? You stay there. You keep drinking, like me. It helps with the stress. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 shovels. 2 bandages. A key. Take 5 torches today. 1 holy water, or 3 holy waters. And we shall embark. So I was drinking whiskey while I was baking my macadamia and white chocolate cookies, and they go much better with rum than they do whiskey.
Yeah, rum is it's very, whenever it's matched with something.
I really like rum. I think rum is my favorite so far.
Of your lineage once familiar. Now,
rum is how we have our independence from the UK.
Rum.
Yeah, that's part of how they bankrolled the revolution.
Really?
Rebellion, however you want to look at it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's one of those facts that was suppressed during the Prohibition.
Oh wow. Wow.
And it's just never made it back into the history books. But it is a fact. Because, you know, does anybody really want to sit there and be like, yeah, my country was founded on alcohol?
I mean, I think the majority of the Caribbean is like, yeah, we're cool with that. I don't know, if you can take something that normally, like, can't be totally processed by the body, and you can, like, make it into something that I can't. Alright, we'll move this guy here, I guess. I have to move this chick back here. Bump in the night, huh? But it's like say like, I don't know if you can do much with agave other than make it into tequila. And that being said, I'm not a fan of tequila.
They use it for
like nowadays they use it as a sweetener because you need sugar to make alcohol.
Well, that's basically yeah, just chemically you have to have the sugar. Yeah, you're right. I don't know what I was going to say.
My
brain is kind of like on half function. For some reason, I wanted to basically sleep all day. I don't know if I'm fixing to be sick or what.
I was wondering where... Is that something that happens right before you get sick? You get tired all the time?
With me, yeah. It's happened. I mean, I've also had it like... whenever I was in high school, it used to always happen where, like, 2 days before I would start showing symptoms of a cold, I would just be starving.
Really?
And I would eat constantly.
That's kind of nuts.
Kind of weird, but a lot of times whenever I'm sick, I lose appetite and stuff like that. So the only thing I could think of was it was some kind of subconscious reaction that my body was like, fuck, we're sick. Gotta do something.
I get you on that. Oh god, I have no abilities. That here, I can mark this target. I can mark Reynold as a target, so he doesn't attack my healer again.
Reynold's just gone nuts. He's like, fuck it, people on my team, they all gotta die.
I mean, does Reynold freak out about skeletons? Do skeletons count as people, really? Fuck it, I'll attack this body, I'll attack this corpse. Scooch that guy forward so Reynold can hit him, and then I'm gonna heal my healer again. Fucking... What was her name? I don't remember. Smack him to death with my sword. Be gone, thought.
Was it Bessie? Or was that another?
I think Bessie was a different Vestal. This is Fu.
Fu?
Yeah, her name is F-E-U. Fu.
Few.
Few.
Like, there's a few of them.
No, there's just one of her. Let's rename Few, because I don't... That name's odd.
Name her... What is it in the Young Frankenstein?
I haven't seen that movie in years.
I haven't seen it in a long time either, but you know the woman that's in the castle, every time they say her name it's Frau something, and it just makes like the horses whinny and the lightning happen.
You know what? We'll name her Frau. That's easier to say than view. Her name is now Frau Vestal. Alright, she has photomania, which she gains stress if the torch... No. She is minus 20% stress if torch is above 75. And then Ablutomania, which means she's obsessed with cleanliness. That's interesting, I guess. And then we have Marcy the Crusader, who he doesn't eat if his stress is above 50, which is good.
just getting stressed, and he won't stress eat.
Yeah, he just stressed faster. And then he's fragile, which means he has minus 10% max HP. That sucks.
Oh yeah. I remember that one came up, and you were like, "Oh yeah, he's more vulnerable to disease or something like that."
That's a different one. All right, then Machel, Warren's Scrounger, which means he has plus 10% scouting chance in Warren's. Fear of Unholy, which that's gonna be a problem, and Night Blindness, minus 10% damage if torches below 26. And then we have Renaud, our buddy, our friend, our fucking worthless human who is afraid of humans. What a great guy. All right, we're just gonna keep on trucking.
And it's basically spelled right too.
Who, Renaud?
Yeah, Mel Fox is a Renaud.
Oh.
Renaud. Yeah.
Oh, good. People. Fuck. Nice dodge. Nice dodge, Marcy. Merci, Marcy. That wasn't great, Renaud. You fuck. Run for the old guys.
I didn't realize this had any kind of like
animation
Lovecraftian influence.
Oh, it has a ton.
I mean, I knew it was a dungeon crawler, and a lot of dungeon crawlers have started to take stuff.
Oh shit! The dog attacked all 4 of those motherfuckers. We're gonna heal. We're just gonna heal everyone in the party for a little bit. She crit on both of them. That's good stuff.
Don't mess with that fucking dog.
Yeah, that dog's mean.
Forget Renaud. The dog will tear.
Renaud's gonna chop some motherfuckers. Chop chop. Ooh, Renaud's pumping out that damage. I like that shit.
Well, the way it works in real life, if somebody's afraid of something and they confront it, that could technically, in a game mechanic, make them stronger against it.
You ever fight something like in a nightmare and then you stop being afraid of it?
Yeah. It wouldn't be a permanent effect, but it would be like a temporary effect.
Yeah,
for like a game mechanic.
Like I'm talking about like Hound's Harry is an interesting attack. It attacks all of them. That's cool. Like when I was a kid, I had dreams where like no matter how hard I tried to run away from something, like I never knew what I was getting like freaked out by specifically, but I was always being dragged towards like a dark doorway or something, like recurring nightmare kind of thing, right? Never knew what it was about.
Yeah.
But one day, one nightmare, I get through the doorway, and god damn it, these 2 motherfuckers are now towards the back, and it's like, that makes everyone else useless, you fucks. And that makes, I went through the doorway, and I was like in this black void with like a single light shining down, and it was just me and this cat. But this cat was like made out of a quilt. It was the weirdest fucking thing.
Made out of a what?
It was like a patchwork cat.
Oh, a quilt. I thought you said a quill, and I'm like...
No, not like feathers, but like... it was like a patchwork cat. Like a quilted cat. And before I know it, it's like, I don't know why I remember this so vividly, but like it attacks me. It fucking attacks me. And like... just overcome with like some kind of rage, I beat the shit out of this thing. Like, you know me, Luna. I love cats. No matter well, like my arms are covered in scars from like cats, because I don't care if they're like tearing me to shreds. I fucking love cats. Uh-oh, Marcy's freaking out. Ooh, he's focused. That's good shit. That's good shit.
A moment of clarity in the eye of the storm.
Because fear is... well, what I was getting at is basically like fear is a survival mechanism.
Yeah. But,
because it don't get me wrong, it can make somebody, more often than not, it usually does, it makes them run away. But whenever
it's the flight or fight response that you're talking about.
Fight or flight, yeah.
Yeah.
But fear is what triggers that response.
Exactly. But like I was saying, it was like I beat the shit out of this cat, and like I guess I killed it. I don't quite remember, but like I guess I killed the cat thing. And I never had that dream again where I was being dragged by some unseen force into a doorway somewhere. Like, I beat the shit out of this fucking quilt cat, and I never had that dream again. It was the weirdest fucking thing. I can't explain it at all.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
But it's like anytime someone like mentions to me like any kind of recurring nightmare they have, I always think back on that cat. Like, I beat the shit out of this thing that only existed in like my nightmare, and I never had that nightmare again. And it's fucking weird.
I've never had like a full-blown reoccurring dream. No, I've had dreams with like reoccurring themes in them. Like just like general stuff like being watched or something like that. And I've had like, but it's a different dream, and there's normally a short period of time of a few weeks to say a month or so, where the dreams come and go, but it's never the same dream.
Like I'm not talking like this reoccurring nightmare was always the same shit. It wasn't always exactly the same, but like I'd be in some kind of situation, no matter what it was, the same thing would always happen. I'd get like, no matter like it'd be like I couldn't, no matter how like fast I tried to run, I was always really slow, and I couldn't get away like from the like whatever was dragging me into this doorway, and as soon as I get dragged to the doorway, I'd wake up. But yeah, and it's like I had another reoccurring nightmare as a kid too, that stemmed from a fear of T-Rexes, believe it or not. And I think dinosaurs are as rad as the next guy, but I saw like the making of Jurassic Park when I was really young, like 3, and of course
you mentioned you had reoccurring before with the dinosaurs.
Yeah, it's nuts. Oh fuck, it's trapped. He's bleeding now.
Filmed for what was it, like 30 minutes or so straight, because the animatronics would start to shake violently or something like that.
Was that what it was? I don't remember the specifics because I never went back and watched it. Or no, I've seen the movie, but not the making of.
I saw some behind the scenes at one point in time, and it wasn't too long after the movie had come out.
Yeah.
And there was something to do with the animatronics. And I don't know if it was like exposure to something, because you know a lot of times when you see the dinosaurs in the movie, it's raining.
God damn it! I hit the wrong thing.
But a lot of the animatronics, they could only use them for a period of time, and then they had to give them a break.
Right.
Of course, Jurassic Park is horribly scientifically inaccurate.
I mean,
but
yeah.
You don't watch it for that.
It is.
I mean. It gets some of the details of the dinosaurs wrong, like the fact that raptors are only about the size of turkeys.
Yeah, like raptors aren't very big at all.
Yeah, they were intelligent pack hunters, but I mean, Zonar probably had more fun with them than, you know.
Than what?
I don't know.
But. Oh, fucking skeletons. Get out of here, you sons of bitches. Alright, we're gonna heal everybody in the party. But yeah, like, I had another recurring nightmare where, like, I'd just be in a random location, like, it was, like, at home or whatever, and it'd be, like, oh, wow, that was lucky. And all of a sudden I'd hear that T-Rex roar that's, like, a combination of a bunch of, like, really odd sounds. And then I'd get like chased down, hunted by T-Rex. I just got 2 one-hit kills. That's good shit.
Remind yourself that confidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Thank you for reminding me never to be proud of myself, narrator. Anyway, so like I get chased down by a fucking T-Rex.
The game has that built into it.
Yeah, it's like he like the game literally has a "don't get cocky" kid built into it. Hunger. Oh, everyone's hungry. All right, eat up, buddies. But the fucking, like, I get hunted down by T-Rex, and I vividly remember anytime, it would always eat me. It always just, like, chomp on down on me, right? And it would always tickle. Son of a bitch. What's this crazy guy? You see him? He's, like, wearing, like, a busted-up straitjacket.
You gotta remember, it takes it a few seconds before I can see it.
Oh,
I do see him.
He's in second place. I'm gonna bite him. He dodged. I hope he's not a fiend, which is my favorite class in this game. Like, Vestals and Crusaders won't travel with fiends, but fiends turn into, like, basically, like, they're kind of like werewolves, except they don't have any fur when they transform. And it's really cool. But they're really strong. But you can't take, basically, like, your bread and butter classes, your Crusaders and your healers. Like, it kind of sucks. But they're really, really powerful.
Yeah.
Alright, let's beat down this crazy nutter before he does anything weird. I don't trust him. He's dead now, which is good. And his bits are just scattered in a pile.
Yeah, always kill the crazies first.
Right? That makes they makes us sound very insensitive towards people with mental disabilities.
Well,
and for somebody who spent time in an institution, that's really ironic to me.
If you get into a relationship, make sure you're the crazy one. So, you know, just make sure you're always the craziest one.
I can see the logic in that, but at the same time, like, in a relationship, the crazy ones are usually the ones that get broken up with.
Well, true, but that's how you have a lasting relationship. You just make sure you're the crazy one.
So, you have a lasting relationship by being so crazy the other person is afraid to break up with you for fear of what you might do?
Okay, you're ruining the logic and the fun behind this, because there is no logic behind it.
That's me, Morse the Fun Killer. Sorry.
It's all good. I'm just gonna play
Alright.
some Binding of Isaac. I don't need. I can do that without.
Yeah, I've heard that. I tried that game for 5 minutes, and it seemed okay. Although, if we're gonna talk about roguelikes, my favorite game is definitely Spelunky. That's a good game.
Did they ever come out with a PS4 version?
Yeah, I have it. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna pause this, and I'm gonna set that to install real quick. Oh, you know what I wanna... You know what I've actually been meaning to stream? Fucking, Psychonauts. I love Psychonauts. Why not? Have you played Psychonauts? It's not... It's more of a platformer. It's really good. I would encourage you to buy it. It's a fucking classic. No, you could beat Psychonauts, like, if you really, like, sat down and played through it, you could beat it in, like, a weekend. Alright, I am now downloading Spelunky. Sorry for the interruption, everybody. Alright, back to this. I'm going to bite the skeleton man. Stop dodging my dog, Bone Man. My dog likes to eat bones. Let him eat your bones. It's not in a weird, bony way.
It's not kinky. I mean, unless that's what you're into.
Executed with
I'm doing much better tonight than I was the other night. These guys are just pumping out the fucking damage. No, I attacked the wrong thing. Wow, I can't believe I fucked up that hard.
I think you've had better luck tonight.
Yes.
Better RNG.
Yes. I'm not doing better. I'm having better luck.
See, and I like games that have like a luck stat that you can use.
I dig it too. I think.
And I don't know if Darkest Dungeon has that.
Darkest Dungeon, I don't know if it has a luck stat. It definitely has RNG, and that RNG can be fucking brutal, man.
Cause like because I've been playing the Final Fantasy X remaster because I haven't finished it on the PS4 since I bought it.
Is that a good game?
It's not my favorite.
Yeah. Oh, there's a trap. Fuck.
But I'm going through it, and I don't know if it's just because I played it like I'm pretty sure it came out whenever I was in high school.
Yeah.
Because
it came out. Shit. When did it come out?
It's storytelling. It's not what I remember it being. I'm just like watching this, and I'm going through it. I'm just like, this is shit.
It's Reynald's weakness.
People.
A whole bunch of people who are all bleeding. Oh fuck.
Wait, he doesn't like them if they're bleeding.
I mean, it makes them look more human if they're injured. I guess. Shit. Alright, let's focus this motherfucker then. What was I saying? I don't remember. Oh, yeah. The only Final Fantasy I've ever played are Final Fantasy XIV, which I maintain is the best MMO I've played so far. I really, really like it. I think once I have a stable income again, I will definitely go back to playing that game. I absolutely adore it. I played Final Fantasy XIV and Final Fantasy 15, which if I could have more opposite feelings on two games in the same franchise, I don't know what I'd do. I really dislike 15. It ain't great.
The thing is with Squeenix, they're trying to relive their past glories. It's like watching some guy who used to be like the football star in high school.
It's never a good thing to do when it comes to games. Like with Halo 1 through Reach, like they tweaked enough so that they kept things fresh, but they never changed from like their main thing. Like the gameplay was always pretty much the same. And that worked for Halo.
That's how they're gonna do with Destiny 2 as well.
Yeah, and we're happy with that. We don't want the game to change so much, but there are improvements that really need to be made.
Yeah, I was talking with somebody the other day in one of the chats, and they were saying it felt like the same game, and I'm like, it's a sequel, it's not a brand new game. I'm okay with that.
I remember seeing that. Yeah, someone in Discord was like, it feels like the same game. Well, it's like, yeah, it's basically the same game, but they needed to, like, update the graphics and update, like the engine a little bit and the mechanics and do some very much needed rebalancing.
They didn't set up the game initially to do like WoW, for example, has done, where it's basically been the same game and they've gone through and rebuilt it from the ground up to make sure it's up to date. Yeah, they have, but it, like, if you ask someone like Zonar, it's not. It, like, after the third expansion, I think a lot of people once it was either Mist of Pandaria or Cataclysm. I'm not a WoW player, so I wouldn't know. When it was one of those came out, it changed the game in such a big way. A lot of people were really turned off from it. Like, a lot of people, because from what I've heard from different people and from what I've been told, it quote unquote casualized the game. And what that means is it became more of a, like, anybody could play it and they wouldn't have to really try that hard, and the challenge was kind of taken away. Like if welcome to modern gaming. Oh my god, yeah. But if let's say, like, if with Dark Souls,
right?
This is how
If Dark Souls played like fucking God of War, would it be like the I'm not sure how to describe it really. Would it be the almost golden standard in terms of game design it is today?
No.
No, it wouldn't. Because Dark Souls is a great game because it teaches... Fuck! It's trapped. Oh, okay, he resisted it. That's cool. There's also nothing inside of it, so fuck me, I guess.
It teaches you to fuck. Okay, that's interesting.
No, it teaches you, like, to learn from your mistakes. It teaches you to approach every encounter, not just bosses, with the utmost caution, right?
I know. Yeah, it's like I've like I mentioned earlier, I've been playing the Final Fantasy X remaster.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Final Fantasy X is by far not the hardest Final Fantasy.
Right.
I mean, it's well after that point where they started watering down RPGs and everything else.
Yeah.
And I'm playing it, I'm just like, other games that I've played, I'm just like, holy hell, we've become fucking spoiled.
We really have, and it really, really shows. I can't think of a really good example off the top of my head.
Well, RPGs are a great example because you go play like an
Skyrim
old RPG. Oh yeah.
Let's talk about Skyrim and why Skyrim is both a great game but also a really, 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 really shitty one. Skyrim is an awesome game. It's an adventure, and it's really cool, and you can play it for like hundreds, if not thousands of hours, right?
Yeah.
But it's also one of the worst RPGs ever. God damn it. And okay, cool. He's resistant to blight.
Well, I mean, it's just like features like autosave.
Alright, well, okay, autosave I don't think is that big of a deal.
Well,
like
it
more
ruins
like
a certain aspect of the RPG because RPGs, especially like your older ones, like your PS1, SNES era, you know, what I would consider like your golden age RPGs.
Yeah.
You had to take into account where you were going, what you were going to do. If you went into the wrong area and you hadn't been to a spot to save,
yeah,
you could literally lose hours of progress.
Yeah, well, okay.
Whereas,
let's look at. All right, a lot of people hold up. I think an RPG should be characterized, and like this comes from somebody who's played D&D regularly for the past. Fuck, it's already been almost 5 years, like almost half a decade. Role-playing games should be about playing a role. Reynald, you piece of shit. And that's important.
Basic. But you can. The problem with RPG is it can be.
Delirium are tenuously thin here.
Trying to think how to say it. You can basically almost boil it down to where almost any game you're playing some kind of role, and so it's like,
well,
how do you?
It's
It's a very fine line. I get what you're saying.
Think of it.
It's like
think of it like this. All right. Let's compare Morrowind to Skyrim, right? In Morrowind, you play a role, and if you stray too far from that role, the game can't be completed, right? Or I guess it's not good to compare it to Bethesda games because Bethesda has a really loose definition of RPG, especially these days. Let's compare. Dragon Age Origins. That's a pretty decent RPG. It's not the best, but it's one that I've played a bunch of times, so I know it in and out. So I can actually no. Witcher 3 to Skyrim. All right. Because Witcher 3 is definitely an RPG, because you play the role of Geralt of Rivia. Do you play the role of whoever the fuck you want to be? No, because you are Geralt. Now, can you make different choices, Geralt? Yes, but you're still Geralt. No matter what you do, no matter how many ways you spin it, you're Geralt. And you're gonna be Geralt, no matter what you do. Right? And that's an important distinction. Because Geralt, why are there red fucking question marks by these people's names? What's up with that? Where are they? Are they just fucking missing? Oh, what's this? Survivalist, upgrade camping skills.
At home in wild places, she is a stalwart survivor.
Huh.
And a strict instructor.
Okay.
I know next to nothing about this game, so...
Yeah, me too. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, alright, so in in all the Witcher 3, sorry, in all 3 of the Witcher games, you play as Geralt. And you can't stray too far from that rule, simply because the game doesn't allow you to. And that's there because you're Geralt, right? In the same way that in like God of War, you're Kratos, and the only way to progress in the game is by doing Kratos-y things, which is basically be an asshole and one of the most like one-sided characters in history. Now, when you get to Skyrim, what limits are there for your character in Skyrim in terms of what they can and can't be?
Almost none.
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
There's no limits based off of... There's no limit... well, I mean, it's pretty hard to kill a quest giver in unmodded Skyrim, because if someone is able to give a quest... Usually they are marked essential, which means they can't fucking die. Now in Morrowind,
yeah, well, as long as it's a story quest, some of the side quests you can kill them. In fact, a lot of the side quests you can kill them.
Yeah, but in Morrowind, you could kill anybody and everybody, and if you killed someone who was tied to the main story quest in any way, the game presents you a message saying something along the lines of, oh boy, you killed this guy. Now, like, basically the entire world is doomed or something. I haven't played the game myself. I just know this from so many people just fucking jacking themselves off over Morrowind and how great of a game it is. And it's like, that's cool. I haven't played it. I want to, but I haven't. Anyway,
no, you can glitch Skyrim to the point where it's like you can't complete the story, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah. And Skyrim is kind of a mess, story-wise.
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned
oh,
earth,
hey, yeah. Soon dead.
Oblivion.
Lived up to her name. I forgot about that. She's fucking dead.
She died last night, or whenever you were playing.
Yeah, she died last night. Some people might say I killed her, but I think she killed herself by being shitty. I don't need to buy these. Thank you, though. Guild. Upgrade combat skills, eh? That's handy.
We will face ever greater threats.
That's cool. Alright, that's really interesting. But anyway, what was I saying? Skyrim. Yeah, alright. So, Skyrim, right, let's say you start out and you instantly go over to Riften and you join the Thieves Guild, right? Your character goes through all the Thieves Guild quests the same way everyone else does. It always happens the same, pretty much. You do all the Radiant quests, and eventually those end. You have everything all built up, and it's all great and dandy, right? But you're all playing a more bloodthirsty character, you know. So let's go join the Assassin's Guild, or as it's known in the Elder Scrolls games, the Dark Brotherhood, right? You join the Dark Brotherhood. You go murder people, and then you get the endless Radiant quest for Dark Brotherhood where you just keep fucking murdering people, right? It's whatever. It's cool. It's great. And you basically, for the Dark Brotherhood, spoilers for those who haven't played, you know, a 6-year-old game that Bethesda will never stop re-releasing, because god fucking damn it, why make a new game in the Elder Scrolls world when you have the Elder Scrolls Online, like the most subpar MMO ever, and by making a new Elder Scrolls game, you've been creating direct competition for the game that people only play because there's not a new Elder Scrolls game. Wow, life's fun, right? Anyway, fucking in Skyrim, towards the end of the Dark Brotherhood quest line, before the Radiant quests start, you basically kill the current Emperor of Cyrodiil, of the Empire, who just happens to be in Skyrim, which is like, alright, fine, whatever. And you kill him. You fucking kill him dead. He totally sees it coming, but you kill him, and he's super fucking dead. That doesn't stop you from, like, either siding with or ending the Civil War in Skyrim. It doesn't stop you from doing any other stuff, right?
Heck, the AI just, I mean, they'll have like slightly different things that they'll say randomly. Yeah,
maybe someone has a random bit of dialogue that you unlock somewhere that comes up randomly and you have no control over.
You'll hear a guard say something as you walk by one day.
Like oh man, like I can't believe that, like, Emperor What's-His-Tits is dead. Oh, what a tragedy. Oh, and that's all you'll get from it. If I'm missing something, then boo-hoo.
Well, it's like you can go through the entire game.
Yeah, it
just the main story. Stop what's his name with the dragons.
Mm-hmm. Alduin.
Yeah. Like, that tells you what kind of like mental I'm putting into this.
Yeah. Well, it also shows like what kind of mental stuff like the writers put into it, because like they spent all this time opening all these doors to the players, but never thought about what doors should be closed to the players depending on what doors the player decided to open. Like, every choice, if you're gonna make like an RPG, like say you make a D&D campaign, right? And I offer two choices. Like, I'm DMing, and you're my player, Luna. I offer you two choices, right? Go through door A or go through door B. That's basically what it'll boil down to, in essence, right? Which door would you pick? Just whichever. It literally doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you choose door A, do you think door B should still be open to you? Right? Depending on what door A holds, door B should either be closed to you or open to you, depending on what that thing is. It should not be open regardless for you to just go back and go, alright, let's try this quest line. It's like, oh, well, no, you went there, and the fair maiden who was suspended above the pit of crocodiles behind door B, her hourglass ran out, and she was lowered into the pit of crocodiles. Boo fucking who. Right? Like, that's an issue I have with Skyrim. It's like, no matter what you do, no matter what choices you make, the other doors are always still open.
Yeah, because let's be honest, who it doesn't make canonical sense to have somebody who's in the Thieves Guild, in the Dark Brotherhood, in the what's the Adventurers, the werewolf people.
Oh God, you mean the fucking companions?
Yeah, the companions.
Gotta hate the companions.
It doesn't make sense for somebody to be in all of them because they have different moral standings.
And also, it doesn't make sense for you to be made like guild master of all of them either. It really doesn't. That does not make any sense to me.
Well, some of those, I mean, you could tell it was like, well, since you're the character, we gotta shoehorn you into being the main guy. So how are we gonna do this? Like,
you're already the main guy.
Well, yeah, but you have to lead the guild.
Yeah, but like I don't know. Like it's this huge open world, granted, but like
Dark Brotherhood, it's got good storytelling to get you to that point because it's, you know, basically everybody else is dead.
Yeah, and like Dark Brotherhood like has some actual like there's some actual stakes there, you know, and it's pretty fucking nuts when it comes down to it. What else am I gonna take? I'm gonna take 3 of these because I think I'm going up against a boss in here. I'll take 2. What are these? Medicinal herbs. Yeah, cool. Take 2 of those, and then anti-venom. I'll take 2 of those. 2 more of those, and I'll take like 2 keys. Fuck it, who cares? Yeah, I'm hunting that guy there.
I began in humility.
My
ambition was limitless. Who could have divined the prophetic import of something as unremarkable as a twitch?
But yeah, like there are like in I'm trying to think of like a book, right?
Skyrim, the easiest way I can describe it, it's like RPG. I don't want to say easy mode, but it's like intro to RPGs.
Skyrim is definitely intro to RPGs. That's a really good way of putting it.
It's not that, because I mean, it is a good game. Let's be honest.
No, it's a great game.
More hours in that.
I definitely have more hours in Skyrim than I have in like Destiny and definitely Fallout 4 combined. Because my biggest problem with Skyrim is it brought about this like change in Cove Tactician. What? Oh, okay, that must be good. That means he's better in the coves, I guess. Skyrim brought about this like change in what people thought RPGs were supposed to be, because Skyrim is really the game that put Bethesda on the map in terms of mainstream gaming. Bethesda was always kind of this like.
Oh no, I remember kids in school whenever like Oblivion came out, and they were talking about it because Oblivion, I think it was Oblivion, the Emperor is voiced by Patrick Stewart, and that was like big news because suddenly you have like major actors doing voice acting for video games.
Yeah, but what happens to him in the first 5 minutes of the game?
I honestly haven't played Oblivion, so therefore I don't know.
will. Do you mind if I tell you? It's like
he dies probably.
Yeah, no. Patrick Stewart gives a pretty damn good voice performance as I think it's Martin Septim, or Tiber Septim. No, I think it's Martin Septim. For like all of 10 fucking minutes, and then his character gets killed. Like that's what really kicks off things in Oblivion, is the assassination of the Emperor, and the Emperor is voiced by Patrick Stewart. And it's like, oh, cool. Well, now what? They used up all their star power in like those first 5 minutes, and they instantly just like, I feel, kind of wasted it, just like Mass Effect Andromeda. But yeah, it's like Skyrim ushered in this era, or almost, I want to say, ushered in this era of like, we can just call everything an RPG now, pretty much. when in reality it's like no, it's more of an action RPG what you're dealing with there. Like Diablo is an action RPG. It's not like Diablo isn't fucking Planescape Torment. It's not. It's not a role-playing game.
It made them have to put like all these different little subcategories on RPGs.
Yeah, and it's like oh, now we got the MMO RPGs. Oh, now we got action RPGs. Oh, now we have FPS RPG Borderlands series. And it's like cool.
Well, Destiny's also a FPS RPG.
Well, I mean, yeah, it is, but Destiny is definitely more an FPS than an RPG. Yeah. Like, do you play a role in Destiny? Yeah, I play a role as the Guardian. You know, the only person who can stop the darkness. Oh, what's that? There are a million other people like me? Oh, what's that? This is the exact same premise as ESO? The exact same thing? I can't, like, deal with just how angry ESO makes me as a game, because until ESO, because don't get me wrong, as much as I shit talk like the story of Skyrim and how it's not really an RPG in like the truest sense of the word,
it's leaps and bounds better than ESO.
It is, it really is, and ESO is just such a subpar game in every aspect. Like, it tries really hard to play like Skyrim, and tries really hard to feel like Skyrim, and have, like, almost like the quest structure of Skyrim.
Doesn't
but
feel like Skyrim, though. That's why
it's not Skyrim. It's an MMO. Does it play like a good MMO? No, it doesn't. It's a really subpar MMO, and it's like, I know like a lot of people are like, oh, Morse, but I have tons of fun with it. Cool. I'm glad you're able to have fun with it. I've tried so many times to have fun with ESO, and it's just like I just can't get into it. I'll try it. I'll play it for a solid month straight, and I end up just getting frustrated and just fed up with it. Which is more than I can fucking say about the goddamn Division. Oh my god. God damn it.
I remember seeing reviews when the Division came out, and it was just like, the reviews were not good. They were like, what are they trying to do?
It's like,
6 headshots.
Yeah, they were like, are they trying to make like a more bullet spongy Destiny? 'Cause they succeeded. And it's like, yeah, they kind of did, didn't they? Oops. And it's just really just not a great game. Both just ESO, like ESO is so frustratingly mediocre. Like, I wish it was worse, so I could feel more justified in my hating it. 'Cause I heavily despise it. But I'm more angry about the fact that it's so almost there for an Elder Scrolls game. It's so almost great.
Yeah.
That it just drives me insane. Like, it's like, how did you make this so mediocre? And the truth lies in who developed it. And that is Bethesda didn't really develop ESO. It was Bethesda's parent company, ZeniMax, who are known for being really underhanded pieces of shit when it comes to publishing games and dealing with their developers. Like, I don't want to get into the whole Fallout New Vegas and Obsidian nonsense.
At other games that ZeniMax has their name on. I didn't realize that they were actually the parent company.
Yeah, no, ZeniMax owns Bethesda. and through Bethesda publishes the Wolfenstein franchise, publishes id Software games, publishes Arcane Studios stuff like Dishonored and Dishonored 2. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody.
Prey,
yeah, Prey, but Prey is another game from Arcane Studios. Which is why it seems to play so similarly, in a certain sense, to the Dishonored franchise, which I love that franchise. I love it to death. But the second game, I feel, could have turned out a whole lot better if Arcane Studios had been left to focus on their baby Dishonored franchise. Instead, like, I don't know the specifics, nor have I really looked into them, but knowing ZeniMax, I feel confident in saying that I don't have room for a bunch of this shit. Fuck, whatever. I feel confident in my assertion, or my hypothesis that, like, Arcane Studios kind of got Prey forced upon them, in a sense, because the original do you remember the original game, Prey?
I never played it.
But are you familiar with it and what it did?
Not super familiar, honestly.
It really changed a lot of things in a way that Portal and Portal 2 did. Like, there are a bunch of things in Prey, the first game, that, like, you could look at and be like, hey, I thought the Portal series came up with this stuff first, and it's like, no, not even. Prey did it first, and Prey was kind of this game about like aliens and finding out that there was, like, I don't have room for whatever, like how, like, there's all this, like, it introduced, like, this bigger world that we never got to see in Prey, because Prey 2 was supposed to be like the real game, was supposed to be like the realest shit. And in Prey 2, you were gonna take the role of a bounty hunter in like space, and like this big old, so like think Coruscant from Star Wars, right? Like, think about how rad that would be to be a bounty hunter in Coruscant. And basically that'd be your whole game, and like you're hunting bounties and trying to do all this other shit. God damn it, I can't believe it. But it never happened because Bethesda, aka Bethesda's daddy, ZeniMax, was like, you know what? Oh, they killed Vessi. Vessi's dead. Fuck. They killed the project. It was stuck in development hell for a while, and ZeniMax was like, you know what? We just, whatever. We're just not really feeling this anymore. And it was like, but the, like, what we had seen just looked so amazing. Like, why don't you just give them the money to finish it, kind of thing. And like, I get that. I get it. It's not that simple. It's not that easy, and all this other shit. But it's like, they shot it, and then, like, I think a year later, we heard that another game with the same fucking name was in development. And it's like, oh, okay, you killed this game so that you could put the copyrighted title on another project and just, like, ship it off as the spiritual successor, even though it has literally absolutely nothing to do with the original. Okay, sure.
A faint hope blossoms.
You do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's really fucking frustrating, man. Because the original Prey was a really cool game. Like, I urge you to go look at, like, some gameplay stuff of it. Because it's a really cool game. It has a lot to offer. As a game.
It is the fire that tempers.
And if the second game showed even half of the like, oh god damn it, what the fuck does Ruminator mean? That's awful. That's bad. If Prey 2 had showed half the innovation that the first game did, it would have been one of the most impressive games ever. Like, imagine if somebody released another Portal 2 in terms of creativity in game design. Think about that. Think about that just fucking dropped into the laps of gamers today. Amongst all the, like, story-driven decision that doesn't really matter bullshit, like Life is Strange and Telltale games. Like, think about that for a second. Think about if someone actually approached game design in a critical and creative way again. Not just make it more cinematic or make it more addictive to the player or like find a way to like push microtransactions in. Like, no, make a fucking game. Just sit down and make a game and try something new and take a fucking risk for once. Think about how much that would shake things up. It would have been great. But instead, they played it safe and they brought us, from what I've heard, all accounts, a fine game. A perfectly serviceable game. A good game. But is it going to be remembered in 10 years? I highly doubt it. And that really frustrates me. Because I have a lot of passion for game design. Not just storytelling driven by game design, but game design. Like, you look at stuff like what Valve makes me really irritated. Because Valve used to make stuff like Half-Life 2 pushed so many boundaries in terms of like graphics and technology and storytelling in games and all this fucking shit. And they made Half-Life 2 Episode 1, which wasn't the most well received.
The Half-Life 2 episode, from my understanding, they weren't really wanting to work on Half-Life 3. And
it was more like
we'll just use the same assets, so here's some stuff, maybe it'll tide people over.
It was more of a, like, they wanted to continue the story, but the technology really wasn't quite there yet. That kind of thing. And like, of course, that.
I mean, what the hell do they want? Like quantum computers? Sorry.
It's basically, it's been their excuse for the past 12 years since Half-Life 2 Episode 2 came out. It's been their go-to excuse. Well, the technology's not where I want it to make to make Half-Life 3, and it's like it's boiled down to like, well, you know, basically we like to the fan base. It's kind of boiled down to like. They clearly don't care anymore. Valve used to make games, now they just make money from CSGO and Dota 2 and Steam. And it's like, that's great for Valve. Good for them. I'm glad that they basically like came from nothing and are now probably one of the more profitable companies in terms of gaming, but at the same time, it really saddens me to see the people who made games like Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2 and the Portal series and Half-Life 2 and all these other great games that like set the standard for so many years and they've just kind of forgotten about them. And if like you go back to like great games that used to be great, like TF2, and you look at like what they've turned into, they just turned into this like fucking microtransaction riddled mess. It's not the same.
Well, it's like
it's lost what made it great. You know, they got rid of what was it, like custom servers in TF2 or something, and replaced it with like some half-assed matchmaking.
That doesn't surprise me.
It surprises me. You know what I wanted to do when I got out of high school? I wanted to go to DigiPen in Washington so I could learn how to make games and get picked up by Valve and work for them. I wanted to work for Valve. That was my dream. And they changed. Like, all of gaming just fucking changed. And now it all has to be competitive and esportsy, and it's all about money, and it's not about, like, just making shit fun. Did you hear about the new the Shadow of War, the Shadow of Mordor sequel?
Yeah. Well,
it's a single player game, and it came to light today that it's gonna be full of fucking microtransactions, fucking loot boxes and shit.
I'm gonna say this, and it's hard to say it. Kind of, because I personally don't really buy microtransactions, but whose fault is it that games have microtransactions in it?
Oh, consumers, for sure.
Yeah,
because they've shown, but it's like yeah, but it's again, that game's being published by fucking Warner Brothers, and they're just one of the worst publishers ever. They really suck. Granted, one of my favorite games, Dying Light, was published by them, and that game's fucking great. But it's just not like it. It's a miracle that Techland is being allowed to do that much free. The 10 and 12, the 10 free DLC in 12 months program they're doing. Like, I don't know how they slipped that past WB, because WB is notorious for fucking up their games with microtransactions and bullshit.
10 free DLC in 12 months?
Yeah, 10 and 12.
It's probably something like, well, they're probably going to come out in the first month, and they're going to be like a skin.
They've added, like, they've already added in the PC version. They've already added several new missions, a whole new enemy type, or two whole new enemy types. One new infected, and one new kind of like rice soldier guy. And it's actually just fucking free DLC.
Yeah. But
really. All right. I'm gonna switch over to Spelunky.
Are they counting each one of those as a DLC?
No. That it's like that whole thing is the first of 10. I'll be right back, everybody. I'm gonna switch over to Spelunky real quick. That means this stream is gonna end, and it's gonna start back up on my channel again. So just stay tuned. I'll be right back.